틀림없어. 너 불러서 요즘 나 이상하지 않냐, 나한테 무슨 일이 생긴 건 아니냐 꼬치꼬치 캐물을 거라니까? 너 은호도령이 들켰냐?
Okay. No, I haven't moved to Korea, even though that is a Korean program. They're very popular here, though, and with the button on my TV, I can watch it either dubbed in Japanese or in Korean, neither of which really makes it helpful for me to be able to watch it. This is a video response. Thank you for your video response. This goes out to one of my subscribers. Her screen name is either Crackaline or Crackaline. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But she did a video response, which I appreciate, to JetVlog 4 and asked me some questions, so here are some answers. First off, you asked me about, the whole, should I tell them my fiance is going to come with me, even though we're not married yet? I'll email my friend Chris and ask him and maybe follow up with a comment, a text comment. But he's one of the few Jets I've known who is in a similar situation. He knew when he was coming that his soon-to-be wife, Susie, was going to be joining him. But they were not married when he applied to Jet, and they were not married actually when he left to come to Japan. And she followed about a month later, and they actually went through all the process of getting married while in Japan. And then did some follow-up back in the States. They were Americans. So, did he tell Jet on his application and in his interview? I don't know. I never asked him. I mentioned in one of my vlogs that if they know that you're going to be married and you're both Jets, you and your spouse are both Jets, that there's a possibility that you would get a bigger place. I think that's probably true. Some Jets get very, very small apartments. This is just the reality. Generally, the more urban you are, the smaller your place is. But, that's a huge generalization. So, if they knew you were married, they probably would not put you in a closet because they know there's two of you. But just to say, I've had a lot of PMs about this, and I just don't have a good answer. If you're not married, if you're engaged, yeah, there's a whole part of the application to put down someone's going to come with you. But I think the question that they're going to ask, which you should have an answer for, is what is that person going to do in very rural Japan, since they're not going to be a Jet? There are very, very limited options for what you can do as a gaijin here. You have to have a college degree to get any kind of job, basically. So your soon-to-be husband would have to have a college degree. And even then, his options would pretty much, unless he's bilingual, unless he can speak Japanese, his options would be very limited to probably teaching at a local eikaiwa, some kind of school. Or, Susie, who was Chris's wife, who came over, that's what she ended up doing. She ended up teaching some older women. Like, they had tea once a week, and she taught them English, and they paid her, I think. She also ended up getting a job at a local high school part-time that didn't use the JET program. But that was really just stuff to keep her busy. It wasn't a lot of money or anything. So that might be their concern. What is this person going to do in your rural life and not go crazy? So, will it hurt your chances, all that? If it were me, and I'm only speaking just completely, from me, no official word on this, I would not put a person, if I wanted to live with someone, but I was not going to be married to them, I would not mention it in my application or interview. I would just have them come over after I got established and, then see how it goes from there. I honestly don't know if it hurts your chances or not, or how it weighs in. Speaking of chances, this goes into your next question. You talked about, do girls have a better chance than boys, or I should say men than women? I really doubt that that weighs into it at all. I don't think your gender plays into whether you get into jet or not. I'm pretty positive about that. In fact, this year in Shimane, when I went to orientation and we welcomed the 30 odd new jets, we had way more women this year than men. So, maybe more men apply, but I don't think that has any bearing. Where you get put, yes, I think whether you're a man or a woman sometimes will influence that decision. For a number of reasons. A few of the reasons off the top of my head that I can think of. I was, privy to some behind the scenes thought process of the Japanese people that decided where the new jets were going to be living this year. We basically got 4 new jets, and there were 4 places that they could have lived. They tended to think the younger women, like the women under 25, maybe they needed to be around other jets. So the 2 that got placed more in the outskirts, actually one ended up being a younger woman, but we got one older guy jet. He was put out in the most remote area that we were involved in placing because they felt maybe he would be better on his own. Where you're from, these kinds of things, they do play into maybe where you'll get placed. And I certainly think that there's, my school, now that they've had me, might now next time say, we'd really like to have another male ALT. Some schools probably go, we've had really good luck with women. Can we have another female ALT? And I know this, some request Americans, some request an English person, some request somebody that's not, from America. They want somebody from somewhere else. There's all kinds of reasons behind that. So I don't think your gender has any bearing on whether you get into jet or not. Your last question, let me just check my time. Oh man, I'm already at 7 minutes. I really wanted this to be short. About stalking. I just think that's completely not something you need to worry about. Japan is probably one of the safest places I will ever live, especially rural Japan. Now, having said that, is there crime? Of course there is. But it's an incredibly small scale. And, I just feel very, very safe. Now, of course, I'm not a woman. Are there creepy guys here? Yes. Are there creepy guys in America? Yes. I think your chances of getting sexually assaulted or something even worse like rape are probably much higher in America, I hate to say that about America, but it's true, than they are in Japan. The things that you hear about on the news, like the one very unfortunate incident in Tokyo where the guy stalked the British woman, ended up killing her, and chopping her up in her bathtub or something. That's all very horrific, but that's one isolated incident. And the important thing about that one is she was working either on a one-to-one tutor basis with adults or at a Nova Eikaiwa type school. Your main contact as a jet will be with school children. So you won't have older male clients as pupils. I really just don't think you have to worry about that at all. I also think Japanese men tend to be a little more scared of Western women because if you got groped on a train, you would yell and say something, where Japanese women tend to not, necessarily make a scene. But they know that Western women will yell or point or try to grab you or, something like that. So I really wouldn't worry too much about your safety. It's good to have some modicum of worry, but I think you'll be way safer here than any other place I can think of. Okay, that's probably my time. I should get going. Thank you again. If I didn't really answer your question fully, let me know. I'll follow up. And thanks for watching. More to come. Okay, bye.